Hello and welcome to our presentation about Elvetham Heath Primary School. My name is Megan Robinson and I've been the head teacher of Elvetham Heath Primary School for 7 years now, and prior to that I was head teacher of another local school for 11.5 years. All of the head teachers in the Fleet schools work together really well. We don't see each other as competition. We're all great schools and you're very, very lucky as a parent to be able to have such a wonderful choice. So at Elvetham Heath Primary School, we're a character education school, which means we have high expectations of behaviour and we want to help children to be the best version of themselves. Character is all about being the best that you can be. We don't have rules as such, but we have virtues that we live by and work by. So our 5 key virtues are respect, responsibility, perseverance, honesty and kindness. There are many, many other virtues, of course, like tolerance, helpfulness, all the different ones that you can possibly think of. And we teach the children explicitly about all of those virtues throughout their time at school. But the 5 core virtues, teachers and children use the language of those virtues on a daily basis. For example, make sure you show kindness to one another on the playground. Thank you for being so responsible and moving that book from the wrong shelf and where it should be. So we also like to promote a growth mindset, and obviously the key part of growth mindset is, instead of saying I can't do it and therefore giving up and having a fixed mindset, we encourage the language of I can't do it yet. And that's modelled by adults as well. I can't do everything, but I can't do it yet. We talk about the importance of failure because most key learning points happen. You get that light bulb moment when you failed or you've made a mistake. So instead of saying, I give up, I can't do it, it's actually encouraging children to show their resilience and to be able to move past that mistake, move past that error, and actually learn from it and have that light bulb moment of, oh, now I can do it. We also relate to famous people who have failed in the past, some many, many times. People like James Dyson, who submitted so many prototypes of his very famous vacuum cleaner model and was rejected. J.K. Rowling, several attempts at sending drafts of her first Harry Potter book to many, many publishers when she used to sit in a cafe and write her novels and barely scraping by, but she never ever gave up. She kept sending it to publishers until, well, look now, she's absolutely world famous and has huge success. Another example of our growth mindset for children, which they can really relate to, are athletes, because athletes are a really good role model for the children to see that they keep going, they keep practicing, the importance of practice in everything we do. And even if they don't get the medal at the next event that they're in, they're already focused on the next race, the next Commonwealth Games, the next Olympic Games. So we do refer children to some real life examples of people who are using growth mindset and helping it to be the success. And the importance of practice, like I've already referred to, whether it's handwriting, whether it's times tables, whether it's writing a story, whether it's speaking in front of others. It's all about practicing in order to get ourselves to be the best that we can be. We do a lot of work with the University of Birmingham, who are the centre for character education, and we've helped them to do some teacher training packages and helped them with their curriculum for schools. So our teachers are very well versed in how to promote character in schools, both through our assemblies and in our curriculum. So at Elvetham Heath, although maths and English are critically important for children, and it really is the road for their success for the future, they need to be literate, they need to be numerate, they need to have a love of reading in order to get that rich and varied vocabulary they need, not just for speaking, but for writing. We also offer a broad and balanced education. So all of our subjects are important. We have specialist teaching in areas like PE, music and French. We have a broad range of enrichment activities and extracurricular opportunities. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we're not operating those after-school clubs at the moment, or many of our trips, but we are still having visitors into school, like we had a Greek workshop day recently for the year 5s. And we do lots of exciting things. It's not quite the same as normal, but it will be normal again one day. And on a normal basis, we have trips going out, we have visitors coming in, and it's a very buzzy and exciting place. And the children really remember those visitors and visits over their time at Elvetham Heath. We pride ourselves on good pastoral care. Although we're a big school of about 645 children, we do operate as a small school in that we care about each and every child. The way the school is set up, we have 3 separate wings, if you like. One wing is entirely for Year R and Year 1. Another wing of the school is Year 2 and 3. And the final wing is Year 4, 5 and 6. So they're almost in their own little school anyway. Year R have an amazing big play space, a great big outdoor space for their outdoor learning, and they're absolutely self-contained up there and perfectly happy. And then the older children have lots of space as well to run around. We have our Year 6 role models as well. We have every single child in Year 6 has a responsibility, and that goes along our ethos of the character education. So whether they're a library monitor, a sports captain, an IT monitor, a head boy or girl, or anything at all, they've all got a role to play, and the younger children look up to them like big brothers and sisters, and they absolutely love seeing them, and they say, oh, they're my friend. They're a big boy in Year 6, but they're my friend, I know them. And often the younger children are paired up with the older ones to read together, and they absolutely love that. You see them dotted around the school in normal times, obviously, not while we're operating our COVID-safe year group bubbles, but in normal times you'll see younger children sitting with older children and just having a lovely reading time together, which is quite special. So why choose our school? Well, it's a happy and safe place. Year on year on year with our parent surveys, they tell us overwhelmingly that their children are happy and feel safe at the school. Our children have to almost be stopped running into school. They cannot wait to get here, which is great to see. And visitors in our school in normal times always comment on how happy all of the children seem to be, and actually all the staff. I always say I only employ nice staff, and it's testament to when we walk around, every member of staff, whether they're a teacher, a teaching assistant, a member of the office team, a dinner lady, they will always smile and say hello to everybody they see, which is really lovely. Size doesn't matter. Please don't worry that we're a big primary school. We are all okay with the size. Children get used to it. They don't notice it because they're only focused on their class and their year group. They don't even think about the rest of the school. We have so many systems and routines to make sure that our children feel safe in our school, that it all goes really well. Primary also means they stay with us from Year R all the way through to Year 6. You don't need to apply for a Year 3 place. They're already here once they're here, and that's a real advantage for lots of families. It also gives the opportunity for siblings to be all in the same school and have the same inset days and have everything else the same start of day timings, end of day timings. Behaviour and safety is a really important focus for us, and our character education virtues help us to use those and apply those really well. We encourage children to speak about any concerns they have, whether it's from home or from school, so that they feel that they have lots of different adults if they want to talk to somebody about that. Our staff team are really strong. We have amazing teachers here, and every teacher has a teaching assistant, and some classes also have some support staff, so some one-to-ones if children have an educational healthcare plan. We also have other staff as well that support our children. We have amazing facilities. Being a relatively new school, we have a fantastic all-weather pitch. We have very modern classrooms. We have beautiful library as you come into the school, lots of lovely facilities. We host sports competitions locally with other schools. We do local school networks where the teachers from other schools in the area come and meet with our teachers for moderation and form some really powerful hubs for learning about different subject moderations. And our teachers love it, and so do the teachers that come in on a regular basis in normal times once again. We also offer teacher training and development. We host a lot of university students that come and are learning to be teachers alongside our teachers, and we really enjoy hosting some newly qualified teacher workshops as well. We have great results. They're always above national standards. All Fleet schools have good results. We're all very similar with that. So I'll show you some results from the year before. Obviously last year, because of COVID just gone, there were no SATs tests, external tests. So these are the year before, but this is fairly standard sorts of results that we would get. So as you see, this is for early years and Key Stage 1. So the percentage achieving good level of development at the end of year R, the percentage for our school was 89% compared with 72% nationally. The percentage achieving the standard in phonics in year 1 here was 93% compared with 82% nationally. Every year schools have to do a phonics screening test in year 1. And then in Key Stage 1, which is at the end of year 2, children have tests in reading, writing and maths. And so our school, as you can see, in 2019 scored 88% compared with the national level of 75, and in writing 87% and a national result of 70, and in maths 89% and 76%. And for Key Stage 2, so that when they're ready to leave us and go to secondary school, in reading they have their reading, writing and maths tests. Reading is 86% for our school, and the national result was 73. 93% for writing, nationally 78, and 89 for maths, and 79 nationally. I know not everybody's bothered about data and figures, but it's only a part of what we offer, but it gives you some reassurance that our teachers are teaching really well and provide appropriate curriculum which develops children's skills and knowledge. Staff organisation, I was talking a little bit about that earlier with the staff, but obviously there's a head teacher, myself. We have 2 deputy head teachers. Mrs. Nicholas is responsible for early years and Key Stage 1, and Mr. Britt is responsible for Key Stage 2, so that's year 3 to 6. Every school has to have a SENCO, which is Special Educational Needs and Disability Coordinator, and we have 2, mainly because they job share. So they have an overlap day of Wednesday, but they do job share. So they are responsible for any child that has special educational needs. They're looking for at the provision. So they liaise with the support staff who are assigned to those children if they have an education and healthcare plan. And they also host parent meetings and coffee mornings for parents of children who have been identified with special needs, so they can have that great communication. Obviously that's virtual at the moment. And alongside the teachers, as I said before, we have support staff. So we've got teaching assistants in every classroom. We have one-to-one staff. We have an ELSA, which is an emotional literacy support assistant, who works with children on generally a 6-week program, children who have been identified as needing a little bit of extra TLC and emotional care, and a nurture group operates in our school, and they are children who are specifically identified by staff who need some work with perhaps social skills, getting to know each other, helping them just to be a little bit happier and more successful in their lives as well as their school lives. So timeline wise for admissions, so you can apply for a school place online at that address on the screen, and the application process opened on the 1st of November and it closes on the 15th of January. It doesn't make any difference whether you apply at the start of this time or the end of the time. It doesn't give you any advantage or disadvantage either way, because a machine churns them all out. You should really, they say, identify 3 schools. Do name 3 schools. Even if you really want them just to go to one school, please put all 3 schools down and make sure that one of those schools is your catchment school, because if nothing else, even if your catchment school isn't your first choice, then you'll at least have a fallback of that and there'll be something there. You can then go on waiting lists, and waiting lists change an awful lot over the summer holidays and even before that. And children sometimes even join us in Year R throughout the year, and they adapt really quickly. And I always say to parents, do not underestimate how resilient children are. They settle into school really, really quickly. And the children are all friendly, so they love it when someone new joins. So if you don't get in the first time, stay on the waiting list and we can let you know when there's a place available at any time. So on the 16th of April, the admissions team in Winchester will send you out an email. I think it's quite early in the morning. And as soon as we have that list of who's joining us from Winchester, we will send you a letter saying, great, you're one of us, congratulations, come along. And we give you all the information that you need. But actually, really importantly, we'll send you a form for you to fill out. We need that paperwork back as soon as possible, because as soon as we have it, we can start putting processes in place and getting your child properly on our registers, properly ready to start, and sending out vital information about when you're next meeting us, when the children get a chance to come in, and all the questions that you could possibly need to be answered will be answered. So normally, and hopefully this will be the case, in the summer term, we'll have a welcome information evening. If not, we'll have a virtual one, like we had to do this year. And there'll be a stay and play visit, so the children can come in and just for a short amount of time, and you can come in with them and you can get them settled into what's going to be their new school. And then the final one that we do of those, the parents don't stay, and so the children have a little bit of time just on their own with their teachers, getting used to what's going to be happening, ready for September. And then in the autumn term, normally our team come and visit you for a short visit, which is really lovely, and children get very excited about that and usually show their school shoes or their new uniform, or just talk about their favourite toy or anything, and it gives you the chance, if you wanted to speak with the teacher about anything at all. If the situation is as bad as it is now with COVID, they would have to be a virtual meeting, but let's cross fingers and hope that we can actually come and see you again. And then on Thursday, the 9th of September, that would be the day that Year R children will start school. Now, we do offer flexible entry if you really feel your child is not ready to start full time. Most children, the very, very vast majority of children, if not all children, do actually start full time. There's a long time between now and when your child is in school. There's a lot of development yet to come. So if you're a little bit anxious about that, just give it a bit of time and wait and see, because they're still doing lots at nursery and growing in confidence and ability. So do liaise with our Year R staff if you have any concerns about that closer to the time. If you have any questions at all, we've put some FAQs on our website which will hopefully answer most of your questions, because we've had these meetings for years now, so generally the questions are fairly much the same, but do give us an email on that address below. That's our admin office, and they will either answer it directly for you. Mrs. McCardle in our office, our business manager, knows all about admissions, so she will talk to you about admissions queries, and if not, then it will be referred to Miss Taylor. No, she was Miss Taylor, she's just recently got married. She's Mrs. Halliday, and she's our Year R leader, and she's going to put some slides on here as well, so you'll be able to see her and hear what she has to say about how things are working in reception.
Hello, my name's Samantha Halliday and I'm the Year R lead at Elvetham Heath Primary School. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what a typical day looks like in Year R. We know that young children learn best through play, and we have opportunities for this across our environment. We free flow, which means the children have access to all 3 classrooms, and we are very lucky to have a lovely large outdoor area. We also have a shared area, which is currently our snack cafe for all 3 classes. We think about about learning through play as children having a toolbox, and they have the opportunity to practice and apply all the skills that we've been teaching in our adult directed inputs. This includes accessing challenges in the environment through resources and through our adults who are well trained at developing children's play. Following that, we have our adult directed inputs. So we have several of these across the day. When we come in the morning, we do our hello. We have a phonics session, which is where we learn our early reading skills. We have a writing session. We have a number session. Every day we have story time. We follow talk for writing, which means we engage with language-rich, high-quality texts across the week. And we have a fine motor activity, which develops our pencil control and later leads into handwriting practice. We have shared some resources on our website which we hope you find useful. There are some resources from Hampshire on tips ready to start school and from the government talking about school readiness. Here are some of the things that you could think about in the lead up to starting school. So building up independence for day-to-day tasks, things like recognising their name, knowing how to ask for help, being able to put their things away, and being able to find something that they need. Body awareness and dexterity, so can they run and negotiate obstacles? Can they pull themselves up on climbing frames? Anything they can do to develop their body control and their muscle development. An awareness of number in the environment, so starting to recognise the number on your front door, recognising the numbers on the bins as you walk past, being able to count a number of steps together. Some early reading and writing skills. So reading when you're sharing a book together, can they learn to turn the pages, talk about the characters and recognise some of the key parts of the text. And some writing skills. So for us it might not look like writing, but for children being able to make a mark and tell you what it says, being able to add to your shopping list and telling you that it says milk, being able to make some of those marks and knowing that their marks have a meaning. We hope we've been able to provide you with some useful information, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to get in touch.
So thank you for watching. I hope it's helped you to understand a little bit about our school in these difficult times where you can't actually come and see us. But between Mrs. Halliday and myself, we hope that we've given you enough information to consider sending your child to our school. We will look after your children. We can't wait to meet them, and we hope that you have a lovely day. Thank you so much.